Hello, Joyful Soul community. This is Letty, and we are here today joining forces of energy so that we can all learn from each other and support one another in this human experience that we're all having. So today's going to be an interesting topic. I'm just going to put it out there, guys. I'm going to be very open. I'm going to be very, very real. And I know this is going to help several of you out there who might also be feeling kind of the same way I feel. And just, what my journey has been thus far. Okay. So here we go. Gosh, give me strength, Lord. So I have been in this life experience, always in my heart, guys. I know that I was meant to do something pretty amazing in this experience. I always had that feeling that I was just gonna get out into the world and do stuff. I know I have a big heart, and I know that I have a talent for singing, and I enjoy doing that. I enjoy also touching hearts and people and sharing my joy, right, for life and everything. And I have all these amazing experiences. I've met amazing people throughout the world through music, and just friends, and pretty much through just life experience, right? It is what it is. And I have to say that in this journey that I've been on, one of the things that I have to say has been kind of a hardship for me is being a voluptuous goddess. I'm just gonna put it that way, right? Being a voluptuous goddess, and carrying an extra body, basically, right? Carrying extra weight throughout my life. It has limited me in so many ways. And I'm at that point now in this experience where it's not even about, it really isn't about how I look. It really isn't. It's how I feel. It's come to that point where I just want to feel better. I just want to feel lighter. I just want to feel free, which I look at my birds over here, right? They're on this side. And I think, is that why Spirit sent me these birds? I mean, I look at them and I'm like, wow, okay. There's so much to learn when you watch. If you just sit and look at the birds and how they interact with each other and how they flap their wings and they just want to be free and they're always looking for a way out, right? They're always trying to escape. That's what I want. Okay, that's what I want. So most of you, if you've been watching my videos, you know that I believe wholeheartedly that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. That said, I know that in my soul, on a soul level, I am absolutely perfect. I am perfect. God loves me exactly as I am. There is no right or wrong. There is no judgment here. I think a lot of us, especially right now with the ascension that we're going through, we're starting to look at ourselves, we're starting to look at life and everything around us completely differently. We're looking at it with a different pair of eyes. And we know where we can do better. We know where we can change and make some adjustments. We know this. But we're also conditioned. There's a lot of conditioning that has happened in the world. And as we've grown up, okay, with TV and movies and shows and magazines, there's this idea that we have to look a certain way to be accepted or to be loved or to even be considered attractive, right? And that should not be that way. Life should not be that way. So I will say, it was about 4 years ago, I lived in Mexico. I lived in Mexico for 3 years. And while I was in Mexico, I was at my absolute best. I was completely free. Nobody knew me there. I didn't have to be anybody's anything. I was just me. I was some lady on the street. Maybe she had her hair in a baseball cap. Maybe she had makeup on. Maybe she didn't. But I wasn't the salsa singer. I wasn't so-and-so's mom. I wasn't so-and-so's wife. I wasn't so-and-so's ex, right? Oh, that's their daughter. Look at her. Oh, she didn't have her makeup today. I mean, there was no judgment of me at all because no one knew me. So knowing that, I felt free. And I was able to just do and be myself, my true, capital SELF, my true self. And that came out. That came out in spades. It was like fireworks every day. And I loved that feeling. And by not having that stress, I just forgot about the weight and it just came off. I ate better. Well, in Mexico too, the food is different, I will say. And you're walking everywhere because everybody's walking everywhere. And so if you're not in a place where that happens a lot, like if you're in a suburb or it's you feel a little insecure being on the street because not very many people are walking, everybody's driving. And that's kind of what my life has mostly been, right? A lot of drivers. So when I was in Mexico, I had to walk everywhere. And we're talking 4 or 5 blocks, you know, just to go to the post office or just to do this or go to do that. It's just the simplest thing, guys. The simplest thing is a whole day of stuff, right? Running errands is like really running errands. Like you're running to do the errand, okay? So I just had to. It's kind of like you assimilate. Like my Spanish wasn't 100% when I got to Mexico, but it improved 1,000% when I got there. Not because I took any Spanish classes or had any Spanish material or did Duolingo or Rosetta Stone or whatever. I just talked to people. I had to like get into their heads and learn about them and okay, what are we doing? And I had to ask questions. So I had to learn Spanish. I learned how to communicate better actually, because I didn't learn Spanglish. I had to really speak Spanish. And so in Spanish, there's a term that says a huevo, right? A huevo, you had to do it. I just kind of had to do it. Well, it was the same thing with my health. I just had to do it. And it became a lifestyle. Well, when I came home, I hadn't been, I mean, I had visited every 6 months. I had to come and renew my passport, but I truly, guys, I hadn't shopped for food. I hadn't, you know, I didn't have to do anything. I wasn't here very long. Every time I came to visit, it was a couple of days. So when I moved back home, it was like, okay, back to the grind. And yes, everybody knew who I was. And all eyes were on Letty for a while. And I felt it. I could feel like, oh, here we go, guys. Okay, make sure the hair is perfect. Make sure everything's, you know. And I felt the stress and I felt the pressure of that. But also I remember telling myself, okay, here we go again, right? And I mentally put myself in that place where, well, party's over. I guess it's all back to, you know, struggling. And I didn't realize what I was doing. And in some of my other videos, we've talked about thoughts and how they become beliefs and how your beliefs become your reality. I'm here to say that it's true. It's absolutely true. I've lived this, guys. I've lived it. And so I had this ho-hum, you know, like, well, here I go. Probably going to gain it all back again. Why did I do that? And then I remember going to the grocery store. I remember my mom sent me to the store and said, well, get some chicken and get some this, some of that. Keep in mind, guys, I had not shopped in an American store in probably 3.5 years. So when I went to the store and I was getting chicken, I was like, oh my God, what happened? Chicken breast. It was like, oh, it was huge. It was like, I mean, I'm going to totally make a joke out of this, but dude, it was like a double D chicken breast. It was humongo. And I remember thinking, what happened to the chicken? What happened to it? Was it a chunky chicken? Was it, you know, plus size chicken? It was just huge because in Mexico, the chicken's a little chicken. It was a regular sized chicken. My birds are going crazy with this, but it was a regular sized chicken. Well, guys, seriously, it was intense. I was blown away at how big everything was here. I had not seen it in a while. In Mexico, everything's different. It's more natural. Tortillas, you buy them fresh. They last 4 days, and then they start to turn green. You can't eat them anymore. Here, tortillas last about 2 years. So are there chemicals in the food? Yes, there are. Okay. Are there hormones put into chickens? Yes. to make them plumper, bigger, because we like that. That's what we go for. So I didn't realize how different everything was until I come back. That said, couple the hormone chickens, right? Couple these plus size chickens, all the stuff and all the processed food with my train of thought and the things I was saying to myself and what I was making beliefs, I was creating new belief systems in my head. That just, we were adding to this little circle of weirdness. Okay. I was creating this little cauldron, of not chicken soup that's good for you, but like a pretty bad chicken soup. So, and I ate it. I absorbed everything. I absorbed all the thoughts I was thinking. I absorbed all these fears that I had. They were coming to the surface. I was not paying attention. I was not being mindful of what I was feeding my brain and what I was saying to myself. And fast forward, guys, 4 years, here we go. Now I'm feeling, I don't care how I look. I don't want to be in a mini skirt. I don't want to wear a size 0 pants and skinny jeans. That's not my goal. My goal is I want to be able to walk a mile if I have to go get some water, right? I want to bend over and pick all the fresh fruits and vegetables that I have in my own garden if I need to. I want to be able to bend over and get some chicken, eggs from my little chicken coop. So it's a matter at this point of just basic movement. It's basic survival. It's just being healthy. It's just feeling better, feeling free to be able to do that, right? So this is a challenge for a lot of people. I've heard of all this, oh, everybody gained weight during COVID, this and that. I don't care how long you've had it. I don't care whether you got it through COVID or whether you've had it since day one. It doesn't matter. What matters is that we have to love ourselves more. That's what it comes down to. We have to love ourselves more. And I never would have paid attention to what my thoughts were until I started doing the Course in Miracles. And guys, do the Course in Miracles. It will change your life. You won't recognize your life a year from now if you start the Course in Miracles. I guarantee you. It changes the way we perceive reality. It changes the way we have been conditioned to think of what has value and what doesn't have value. And it just clarifies the mind, clears it out, so that you can see things and see yourself with more love. And you forgive what doesn't serve you. You release it, you set it free. And one of the things I want to say is it's not so much, we would never tell ourselves out loud how horrible we look, or oh my God, I'm so ugly. If you said that in front of a friend, I guarantee you, she would probably slap you upside the head and say, what are you talking about? Why are you so mean to yourself? So oftentimes we don't say any of this stuff, but we think it. And then we add a feeling to it. So these last couple of months, I've been working through some stuff, big stuff. And I would not be a good worker of light or just a good giver to humanity and doing this work on YouTube, guys, if I wasn't real with you. So I'm just going to put it out there. I'm doing some mirror work. And every time I take a shower and I get into the shower or I come out of the shower or I take off my makeup or I do whatever, I'm changing. We all have mirrors, but do we look at the full view? Or do we only look at what we want to look at? Or do we completely just, not look at the mirror? How often do we do that? We just avoid it. And when you do look in the mirror, what do you feel? Do you feel like you like what you see? Do you feel happiness? Do you feel love for yourself? Or do you just go, right? What do you feel? Do you feel sad? Do you feel angry? Do you feel upset in any way? Because if it's not love, then you're not loving yourself. You're hating on yourself. And that is going, it's a perpetual circle. It's a vicious circle. It's just going to keep on perpetuating more and more. So then what happens? You feel shitty because you don't like what you see in the mirror. So then you just, oh God. Then you get mad. You're starting to sweat. Like you just got a shower. You're freaking out. You put on some clothes. You're not liking it. And then everything from there is down. It just spirals. And then you make probably some choices in foods that you probably shouldn't eat because why the hell? Why not? Right? So we're hurting ourselves. So for any of you that do not suffer with a weight issue, congratulations. You had something else you needed to work on in this experience. But for those of you that do struggle with weight, that have struggled with weight for years and years and years, we chose this experience for a reason. And I have come to learn, guys, that it's all about loving of self. It's all about accepting yourself. It's all about just being gentle with yourself, being your own best friend. And it's not just about what you eat. And it's not just about how many hours you run or do cardio or do CrossFit, or it's how you love yourself. It's how you feel about yourself. It's what you think. And as long as, if you get that right, if you can get that right, get that part of your brain right and completely in check, everything else, guys, it'll just start to come off. You won't feel like you have to, suffer or sacrifice or give anything up. No. It shouldn't be about sacrifice. It shouldn't be about giving up. It shouldn't be about, struggle and strife and forcing yourself to do things. Don't, because you're kind of going at it the wrong way, right? Remember, I hear and unfortunately, there's a lot of cancer going on right now. And I hear people say, I'm going to fight cancer. But listen to the energy of that word fight, right? It's not really that empowering. It's fight, to me, in my mind, is violent. It's somebody's going to die, right? A fight, there's got to be a winner and there's going to be a loser. And you don't want to be the loser. So you're going to be the fighter. You're going to fight. But if you love yourself into healing, doesn't that feel better? Feels better because it is better. So instead of fighting fat or fighting the pounds, right? Just love yourself. Love yourself into perfect health. Love yourself into easier movement. Love yourself into longevity and thriving and total acceptance. Just love yourself, guys. We are not the body. We are not our body. When we die, the body dies. The body does. We're not going to get out of this one, but the soul lives on forever. And I'm learning that. I'm more than this little body. I picked this avatar, this little meat suit. I picked this body. I picked my parents for this reason. I wanted to work on this. This is something I wanted to finally understand from a soul level, from a soul perspective. And that is to love myself. Love myself the way God loves me. I am perfect. But so are you. We all are. We all are. Parents, if any of you have children, high schoolers, teenagers, boys or girls that are going through this body image crisis and all this pressure in school or all this pressure online, send them my way, show them this video, get them to release that now. Don't let them go 50 years, please. We limit ourselves, guys. We limit ourselves when you have this issue with weight. You don't want to wear shorts. You don't wear a bikini. You don't go out into the ocean. You don't go swimming. You take pictures of everybody, but you're not in the pictures. What is that? What is that? We're torturing ourselves. Why? Why? We're not any less than anyone else. But we have to know that first. We have to know that. Doesn't matter that we're telling everybody, hey, I'm just as good as everybody else, but we don't believe it. Okay. So I am the student right now, listening to my teacher self. I'm learning right along with you. You can have a healthy experience. You can have a thriving life. You can feel better. We all can feel better because it's not, like I said, it's really not, it's not external. It's all internal. The work is internal, which means go within. Go within. I promise if you start a spiritual practice, regardless of what it is, if you don't want to do the Course of Miracles, don't do the Course of Miracles. Find something else. But start something. Start to have some quiet moments in your day where you can just connect with that higher self, with that loving self, and where there is no judgment. And the mirror work, let me tell you, it's not easy, but it's worth doing it. Look at yourself every day. Get that mirror out, guys, and just look at yourself and tell yourself how much you love yourself. I love you, Lovey. I love you. I love you, whoever, okay, whoever you are. If you're watching this video, your guides brought you here. There's a reason you're listening to this. I don't care if it's 5 pounds, 50 pounds, 200 pounds, or anything at all. It could be that you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. It could be that you're carrying guilt for years and years and years, or resentment, or anger. Doesn't matter, guys. We're still limiting ourselves from experiencing love, from experiencing fun, joy, vibrancy. Okay, that's not what God wants for us. That is not what we're here for. So let's do this together. I have made a vow to drink more water, to sleep more, to pay attention to my thoughts, and to do the mirror work, and to tell myself that I love myself, because I have to be my own best friend. I know my best friend would never, ever in a million years tell me with a lot of feeling and a lot of emotion, oh, Letty, God, you look so ugly. Ugh. Never, never. I don't think any of us have a friend that would ever do that. Not even the enemies would do that. So please love yourself enough to just do one small thing for yourself and watch how you will start to feel free. It's all about your sovereignty. It's all about feeling free. And we're in this together, guys. So I put it out there. Let's see how things go. There's no expectation. I'm not giving myself any time limits. I'm just doing what I need to do for me, because I want to live freely, and I want to get that water, and I want to pick up those eggs, and I want to harvest all my vegetables. I want to do it, and I'm not going to argue for my limitations anymore. So I welcome you to join me. Thank you again for joining me on this session today. Please hit the bell, like this video, share it with anyone that you know who will see the value in it and who will benefit from these words. They are coming from spirit. I'm just the microphone. And in this moment, you are loved, 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 loved with all my heart. Have a beautiful day, everyone. Enjoy this moment wherever you are. Thank you so much. Take care.